so far, and Virtus.Pro, as you say, they have so many things in their playbook to go to, and it's always very interesting to watch them, especially when they are feeling it. So hopefully they have a good sort of plan to open up this game with, so they can get their confidence going straight away. And as far as Cloud9 is concerned, it looks fairly simple so far for them. Stewie yet to buy anything? Okay, there we go. He actually gets the Kevlar in the end. Okay, fantastic. So pretty standard from Cloud9. No smoke though. Double flash for Skadoodle and the kits. Everybody else with Kevlar. And it looks like VP wants to create a lot of suspicion and threat towards the B area, but will they go through underpass afterwards? That's the question.
Cloud9 with a read towards B. Tarek, automatic, Skadoodle. Now, I did make a video of a setup that Cloud9 have, and it seems to be a similar one. Tarek goes forward in the apartments. When he spots somebody, then Skadoodle deploys a pop flash, and it's quite a meaty pop flash. There's the pop flash being deployed by Skadoodle, and sometimes he has a second one, so let's see. Virtus.Pro slowed down, and now they can be exposed to multiple players around the window, but Bali's got the first pick. Tarek dancing around, that's a great shot from him. Snack's doing some gymnastics there. Neo taken down now, the crossfire from the CT side. Strong pistol so far from Cloud9. 4 versus 2. There goes the rest of them, and that's another one in the bag for Cloud9. Again, they ran this against Ninjas in Pajamas, and it looked even worse for the T side because they were completely blind and annihilated by the play of Cloud9.
Right, so that's always going to suck if you're on the T side here. Interestingly, though, doesn't look like they will force buy. So far, we haven't seen much money spent from Virtus.Pro. New immediately got a smoke and a flashbang. Okay, there it is. There's the full force. Sometimes you may expect something funky from the likes of Virtus.Pro. Again, their playbook is quite deep on all the maps. However, they've gone for this force. And I like the fact that we got 3 smokes from them. That's really cool to sacrifice having maybe Deagles and maybe CZs to get some of the utility in there to make a play.
I think at this point, if you're playing Cloud9 on Mirage, your analyst needs to warn you of that strat, because that's a fairly solid strat. If you can't get the numbers game out of apartments, if you get stuck around the windows, you can see how strong it is for Cloud9. It puts them in a great position at the beginning of a game of Mirage. Virtus.Pro moving through the Palace position. Stewie taking cover, and his teammates will get some frags, and then he'll come back, secure the bomb as well. 2 players remain for Virtus.Pro. Snacks moving around the P250. No longer a 1 shot, requires at least 2 on a 12 player. Taking some damage, but can he buy time for Neo, who's making his way through Connector? Snacks trying to stay alive in the meantime. There's Neo, close the distance, but can't complete the frag. That leaves Snacks alone. Neo will get finished off. So 2 players picked off for Virtus.Pro, and no plant.
So not ideal there. With all that investment, you really want to at least get a plant in. Obviously, 2 frags is nice, but they were unable to get that plant. And it's a situation where, you have 3 smokes, you've got a bunch of flashbangs. There is an option if they really want to prioritize getting a plant at the very least, that they could have, run some set smokes with that and just gambled for it, and it could very well have worked. But they opted for a different approach, and 2 frags is all they got. So we'll see how far that carries them as Cloud9's economy is growing. And this is a round in which it can grow even more. We'll see an underpass push coming in from the likes of Stewie, looking to make some money with that MP9. But will he find a good timing here? So far, Virtus.Pro only have 1 player past that position. So nothing much to worry about here for Cloud9. Tarek will deal easily with Snacks. And now Stewie, that's the cue for him to push. To find out more information, it's a very safe way to do so at this point. VP caught completely off guard.
They can retract with that. It's a good enough advantage for the time being. Picked off now. There we go. So it's buy round for Virtus.Pro. Let's see what kind of money they will have. No snipers to kick things off for the Virtus.Pro side. Last chance saloon for these 2 teams. There's no more margin for failure. Success is a must. Skadoodle will be on the sniper, of course. Will Stewie retain the MP9? That would be quite telling for the playstyle we can expect from him in this round. Definitely want to be close quarters with the MP9. So we'll keep an eye on that. For those of you in GoTV, who to pick? I think Stewie, actually, on the CT side of Mirage. So we'll see how that plays out for now. It should be fun. Already around the smoke. The infamous smoke criminal. Cloud9 spotting 3 players very close on A.
Yeah, that's quite cool. Perhaps expecting some kind of an A set piece or contact play. Would be very good at defusing that. But instead, they voided middle, and Virtus.Pro have found that this is just for free, up for grabs, and they'll be very happy with that. It's always nice as a T side to have this map control. And the question now for Cloud9 is they voided mid, they need to push something. So pit makes a lot of sense. They are just holding 2 players on pit at this point still, but they have no information as to whether VP are setting up for A or B right now. And this is the information they need to find. So they are slowly but surely getting some info towards A pit, but now the push is coming in. It may be too slow, this information. It's going to be down to Skadoodle to get the reaction shots. That's a good first one. Needs more though, as he holds the angle, waiting for his teammates. He can't get through this position. He has to just hold. His teammates are not with him. And this is just by nature of that info play being too slow.
Cloud9 rotation was a bit late. Not really sure if Virtus.Pro were telling them the truth or not. And here comes the push now, all from their market position. 4 versus 3 in favor of the T side after automatic goes down. How do they get out of the door? That's the question. Well, Stewie will make it work. He's got a French gun. And he gets the kill on Bayali, jumping out of the window now, and his off angles being held. Virtus.Pro still have the high ground advantage, and the bomb's planted for the high ground. As you can see, Snacks holding the angle. So it's a really strong position. Taz with the spray transfer, and the poles are popping off. They are fired up for this one.
Yeah, and this is the thing, like, it's very dangerous if VP do get momentum. This is a really nice momentum-based map for both the T side and the CT side. You can have a lot of fluidity to your play. It's very dynamic. The options are really unending if you have good openings with your utility. So it's a perfect map for VP to, if they do get this confidence running in from the start, to generate momentum. And that was a round where Cloud9 were just too slow on taking information. If you give up middle, a massive portion of the map, you have to make an info play somewhere else on the map when you are aware the T's have mid. That's just really how it works. And so Cloud9 needs to make sure they don't drop the ball there in the future. As we see now, some slight contestation here. Automatic with some flashbangs there to slow down any approach into the middle position. And there's so many smokes here at the moment that neither side can really do all that much just yet. Now it's VP once again. Smoke off of short. They're going to look to make a play further in, but Skadoodle has a play of his own in mind. Boost up on the boxes. Can he catch somebody off guard here? This is quite devious from Skadoodle. Can he get anything? No. It's like VP don't go deep. It's automatic to go deep, and he gets punished.
Virtus.Pro rotating off mid now. Taz staying top mid for the time being, but the bomb's heading towards A, which makes me wonder what Snacks is going to do. Presumably, he'll be making a play through the underpass because he's still in B apartments. Perhaps a fake as well. There are no flashes left for Virtus.Pro. They have a Molotov, and that is about it. Snacks now moving through the underpass. 3 players on ramp. 40 seconds remain. Skadoodle has an angle from short. Not ideal with only 1 player in the mid position. Let's see how this works out for him. Snacks can try to crouch up the stairs, but he's got to gamble. Does he look towards ticket booth? Does he look towards short? Trying to eliminate them one after the other. And Skadoodle spotted him. That should be a lot of information. No, Tarek's starting to rotate towards A now. 18 seconds left. Still no push from Virtus.Pro. They need to clear out CT or mid to get the bomb down. There's a gamble. The smoke is there. Maybe picked one up on the way, and they've managed to plant the bomb.
That is incredible. I don't know how somehow Neo dodged all those bullets. Now it's Stewie pushing further forward here. VP have decent after-plant positions, although Pasha gets caught, and oh, this could be massive from Stewie. Does he realize what's going on here? Stewie able to finally adjust to get the frag, and it will be all okay in the end, but there are some real chances there for VP. They'll feel quite bad that they were unable to really close something more here, or at least damage the economy further of Cloud9, but Cloud9 somehow survived with 3 here, and they have the double AWP set up for the future rounds, so that could really throw VP off as well. But despite seeing some good things from VP, we're not actually having a lot of success just yet. Cloud9 are doing quite well, and it was only really that single round where they were a little bit too slow on information and rotation towards B that things went wrong. So now the question for Cloud9 is just creating some stability, and for VP, it may be a rude awakening, finding out about these double AWPs. Often really nice if you can upgrade to the double AWPs if the second AWP is just, obviously given to you by the other side. We can see that even though they only lost 2 players, Cloud9 have a fairly stretched economy. So VP, all it takes still is 1 solid buy round. But this will not be that solid buy round. They need to save first before they can get to that point. And so far they've been fairly conservative, as a lot of teams would actually spend a lot more money in this situation. But this is just a bunch of P250s and smokes. I respect that.
5 smoke grenades. Very interested to see what the Poles have to offer in this round. Taz, Neo, Snacks moving towards mid, perhaps. Barley and Pasha. Are they delivering smokes towards A? They are. There is one, I think, towards the... Is that towards jungle or towards connector? We will soon see. Short's been smoked off. Okay, jungle's been smoked off as well, but connector's been left open for the most part. Maybe there's enough time to cover them. Getting close, but not getting any frags. Virtus.Pro have come prepared, even on the rounds where life is not so good. They've got plans. That's not working out just yet. Virtus.Pro, they are on the desk next to us. Cuban looked in very good spirits. Gave a polite bow to each other at the beginning of the game. 5-1, no, not the start they were looking for, but they're back on the bye.
Yeah, the biggest thing is absolutely just to believe. And as silly as that sounds, you know, VP, they have to defy all the evidence, which has, you know, it's not going to be very encouraging for them to believe in themselves, but they have to summon that strength. And that is, you know, part of what it is to be a competitor at this level. So we'll see if they can do it here. They really need to get something going. Neo stuck on a Galil, no AWP. Pretty much, well, very good utility. Even here's Automatic with a push up mid, looking to just ruin their day. And Stewie, he's the one to get the prize. 3, that is outrageous. The 4th with the P250 and Skadoodle right at the end to complement Stewie's play. And that's another round for Cloud9. And if VP had any kind of plan there, it got blown up completely.
And that is why Stewie is the go-TV pick on CT Mirage. That is a perfect example. Absolute monster. Automatic in tow as well, completely blind. Taking one for the team, and Stewie cleans up afterwards, bleaching the floors of mid. 6-1 now, and Virtus.Pro are very quickly back on an eco. That is a devastating round. Pistols are out again, as are the smokes. Getting deployed even faster now. But what is the plan this time? Pasha and Snacks making their way through the apps at the moment. But again, in rounds like this, Tarek's often been aggressive in the apartments. He's got a second AWP. And we've seen this from a few Mirage teams in this tournament so far, where they'll have one CT in B apps, holding an angle through. And they'll use that as enough information to have more of their personnel elsewhere.
This is a dangerous start, isn't it, for VP? Pash will get a quick kill there in middle, but the damage is not going to be all that consequential unless he's able to get 1 or 2 more here. Cloud9 looking very steady and safe and fairly disciplined at the moment as well. Pasha is easy hold. 4 players live for Cloud9. Beautiful. Stewie has now reached $10,000, as has Rush, and Skadoodle has surpassed that. So the money is now starting to get out of control as well, and we'll get a pause called. Presumably that is going to be a tactical here for VP.
I'm not so sure.
Or is it not?
We need to wait and see. It's a admin pause, apparently. So there it is. Stewie maybe swapping out some headphones. Very good start from him so far.
And that push on mid was brutal. I mean, it didn't look very good at first because we saw, like, we had Automatic's point of view, and Automatic sort of got counter-flashed straight away, but Stewie managed to be the second player who dodged all the flashes, which is really the important part, of course, and actually did all the damage, cleaning up everybody. So, I mean, you can expect Stewie to get, you know, 1 or 2 there, but the third and then the 4th, unreal, really.
Have a look at that. Stewie 2K is on 14 kills. Virtus.Pro are on 12 kills. Neo and Snacks have 1 kill apiece.
Oh no.
It's not a good start. No one's got more than 5, and we are into round 9 of Mirage. So there was a brief glimmer of hope, but it seems to have been dashed for the time being. So the in-ears are back, just making sure left and right are the right way round. Never want those crossed.
Just the prospect, James, that VP could exit a major, you know, like 0-3 in the group stage. That is just so, it's sad, isn't it? Just, you know, being present throughout their history in CSGO. It's just, we've seen a decline or just, you know, bumpy ride with them the last few years, but still.
Yeah, I don't think it's a ride anymore. I think it's a free fall.
Yeah, I mean, because before it used to be that, okay, no matter what happened throughout the rest of the year, when they get to the majors, they bring that magic back. But so far, we've seen none of that.
Well then, it's the next chance for Virtus.Pro. Once again, they're going to be against double sniper rifles. Again, for those of you in GoTV, worth having a look to see if Tarek goes for his aggressive forward position on the balcony of B once more, because then you might see more aggressive Cloud9 in the middle area, for example. You might see a deeper automatic on the short position, on the ladder position. It seems Tarek's grenading himself into where he wants to be. Now we've got... Ooh, is this a fast B split, perhaps? Snack's lurking, and I think it might be. We've got a short grenade coming through. Automatically, he's got a lot to do. He's got a tight spot, but he will get traded. And now Virtus.Pro can charge into the B bomb site. The bomb's been dropped for the time being, so the game is up. But will they commit to this? There's already 3 Cloud9 players here. One's gone down. Pop flash coming in from Stewie. Molotov on the site. And Stewie and Rush can almost have a double peak. But look, Virtus.Pro, the mid-round call, they've instantly rotated to an abandoned A site.
This is nice. Only one man can stop it. And there's a good start. Skadoodle in before the smoke blooms. Picks off Snacks, down to 2 now for VP as they get the plant. It's an open plant. They have time to play this position. Pasha will slow them down ever so slightly. But will he recognize who is where and how many are where? That could be a big issue. Skadoodle again! One more from him, and that leaves Bialy in the 1 versus 3 clutch again. It's planted in the open for him. He needs to win these battles, and he's been discovered before he can do any damage. That does not bode well, and he is finished off by Stewie's sidearm. Been a very trusty, reliable sidearm so far, and that's 8 rounds now for Cloud9.
That round progressed so fast, I barely saw what was happening, but I wonder if this was the Fnatic B split that we've seen SK do versus Space Soldiers a few days ago. I actually was tweeting about it yesterday, where they throw a Molotov into connectors and they smoke the Molotov so the smoke stays on the high ground. And the second smoke was on the low ground, and that was enough information for me to see that they were going to go for a short B rush. But so quickly, Cloud9, even though they were ready to, like Tarek was setting up to go into balcony, once again, they quickly got three players, on the B bomb site and shut it down.
I thought that, you know, a fast-paced, no-respect style would have been a great switch up for VP is what they needed, but it just didn't work, and now we get a push into the A site. Rush opens things off well for the defense as VP start to spill into the site, but loads of grenades here for Cloud9. They wanted to play this slow for the retake, they could, but they're getting in the action and they're doing the damage as well. Neo's out there by the stairs, has some damage of his own, but still, it is so positive here for the North American side. Cloud9 finish it off with ease. They are absolutely schooling the Polish players at the moment.
They just got numbers on sites. Last round, 3 on B. This round, 3 in CT alone. Cloud9 just seem very, very ready. And the thing is, like playing a fast pace as well, things can descend into a kind of puggy situation. And no one's more prepared for that than North American players, especially the likes of Stewie. So 9-1, it's a monstrous start from Cloud9. Pistols are out once more for Virtus.Pro. Seems a long time ago that first buy round was won. Virtus.Pro have been silent ever since.
It's a very harrowing place to find themselves. To see if they can fight their way back. Pistols to begin with. Again, get some money on the side, get the bomb plant at the very least. Maybe steal away some guns. Stewie gonna flash himself in, of course. Oh my god, they're gonna line up for him. The spray's there. And he will do some damage, but is eventually deflected. But really, there's not too much that Virtus.Pro have to withstand the might of the retake. They'll get the bomb down, they'll get a frag in there, but they don't really get much more.
With plays like that, Stewie should change his AK name to See You on YouTube. Almost a full spray down, but more than enough, and you can see he is loving life at the moment. 10-1 for Cloud9. Virtus.Pro get the bonus money. They'll pack out their cash, which gives Pasha enough to get AWP and full grenades. Virtus.Pro have everything they want in the buy, but there's only 4 more rounds for them to fight for in this half. And at this point, I think they need them all.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I feel like VP have made some good calls, but they just are unable somehow to get these frags. Well, Stewie looking to get some aggression on. We know his aggressive shenanigans are so scary, but he's unable to hit the flick, take some damage for his troubles. VP will gain some space in mid. Snacks gets the spot onto Stewie. Stewie's denied position for any additional aggression in middle for the time being. He'll break the vent. VP have secured middle. Bialy lurking in Palace. Looks like VP could very well set up for the A play.
Cloud9 looking comfortable abandoning the mid position for now, but has conceded a lot of map control. Snax is in connector. Stuke was in CT spawn. That's a fast pick from Pasha and an open B bomb site. Neo top mid has to rotate through apartments for safety. Pasha now by the window. Stewie is alive, and that's the problem. Skadoodle still rotating from the A site. Snax is waiting for him. We have to watch how that plays out. Snax is going to flank now. He's got a sound cue. Stewie got to pick off in the meantime, but Snax is behind them. And Neo just playing it safe for the time being. And it seems they might not commit because now Snax has basically secured the A site. Information plays from the poles.
Yeah, Snax set up the bear trap. Can't go through the vent area without getting absolutely destroyed. So Cloud9 will realize this, and they'll be forced through CT. Obviously, short is not going to work out either. That's covered by VP2. So they've set this up really well.
Oh, Stewie.
Stewie is just full of shenanigans, isn't he? Here's the bomb being planted. Oh my god, over the smoke. Now that's an opportunity here for Stewie. Surely not, though. It's a 2v3, and Stewie once more. The smoke will go away quite soon, and Stewie will push forwards, looking for the next situation in which he can get a frag. And all the while, he's got support coming in from CT. Skadoodle's in the mix now as well. VP playing it well, not showing themselves, playing the time.
No grenades for Cloud9. Absolutely no reason to peek for Virtus.Pro until that bomb is touched. Skadoodle has to die in that situation. There's not much more Cloud9 can do. And Virtus.Pro finally get a second round on the board. That was a drought indeed. But there's so much money for Cloud9.
One quick note is, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but the duel that I think it was Pasha versus Stewie, how Stewie played the duel, just like go rewatch that for like some understanding of how high-paced in-fight shenanigans can really just allow you to outpace your opponent in a 1 versus 1.
I didn't even see that shot through the wall. That was monstrous. I think we were on Skadoodle's POV at the time. Great presence of mind from Stewie. All the neurons are firing at the moment. Neo top mid with the bomb. Pasha with him. Snax underpass, automatic on short. Stewie 2K rotating away from CPL, moving around the connector area. That usual CT smoke. Two kinds of CT smokes around connector. This one to look over the smoke, when you bounce off the cat wall back towards connector, which is even more annoying for the T side, especially when they want to make a play into connector. So he's denying map control for the time being, and Virtus.Pro will lose their connector smoke. Pasha taking angles. Oh, he spots a leg. Can't do anything about it though, but Skadoodle dancing in the wrong area.
I think Skadoodle was just, I don't think he was even shooting for Skadoodle. I think it was just a frag behind the play he was shooting at, but still doesn't matter. Pasha will get Stewie as well. Rush on the bomb side. Oh, that's a really good frag. Does critical damage to Taz as well, but he can't sustain the wrap on VP. Superior numbers here, but automatic in with the chance. Snax and Taz very low. The grenade, will it find any opponents? Ooh, just barely missing. Man on the site. And automatic, there is really not... If VP played this perfectly, it should be impossible for him to win this. He won't be able to spot out the flank as well. Snax outplaying him on the angle there. 3 rounds for VP. Getting some rounds on the board, but hopefully it's not too little too late. As you say, 5 is really, they desperately need every single round. Indeed. Skadoodle, was it Stewie or that jumped and then Skadoodle gets fragged?
Yeah, I think so.
Brilliant.
Minding his own business. Taken out from nowhere. 3 rounds on the board for Virtus.Pro. Can they make it to 5? Money is starting to run low for Cloud9. If they lose this round as well, then things will be weird on the last one of this half. Russian Skadoodle playing close A. Stewie has the freedom of mid for the time being, but the smoke will eventually land. He'll counter flash and rotate elsewhere once more. Tarek again is in his forward position on the balcony. He's got the 1 AWP, which again, that allows the CTs to have extra men elsewhere. You can see Automatic has now left the B bomb site entirely. So it'll be a 3-1-1 setup from Cloud9. And again, there's a number of teams who have done this at this major where they have the AWP in apartments. And much of the time, it has proved powerful.
Flash into mid there. As we start to see Neo creeping forwards in connector. VP looking like they want to get that split onto the A site. No one coming from Palace though. It's all connector and pit. Neo in a very forward position. And he may be very They may not realize that he has been so far forwards here. Stewie's going to actually evacuate the window position, so a lot of space here. It's only Rush. He's isolated on the site at this point. Easy frag for Neo. So much space given to VP by Cloud9 for free, and they will take full advantage. Snacks nailing Stewie. That will just leave Tarek and Automatic, but their positioning is awful at the moment.
The window smoke, because Cloud9 were denied so much information, Automatic rotated from A back to B just so they could get the peak on short. Automatic will fall in CT again. Second last round of the first half, and Tarek's trying to hold on to the AWP. Quite telling now, the change in behavior from Cloud9. Now their money is starting to run low. A lot of baiting going on. Snack's getting greedy for it, but he can buy in the next round, so he's not too concerned. But the next two definitely need to hold on to their weapons. But it seems they're prioritizing taking this one away from Cloud9, and it may be worth it after all, because Cloud9's money will be in a bad spot. I think they'll be good for 2 rifles, maybe 3 at best.
VP pick up a second AWP. We got loads of money though, so it's fine. It's for the last round. So they could buy like AKs, use the double AWPs at the start of the round, then go, collect the AKs again, have 5 AKs to play with for the mid rounds. That's lots of options with that, as they have plenty of cash. And Cloud9 actually, indeed, as you said, James, they will be playing this round without an AWP, so very, very worth it.
Playing without a lot of stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
So a stark difference. Cloud9, oh, they've got a big presence in the underpass area. Have they been detected? It doesn't seem so by Virtus.Pro, because only Taz is keeping an eye on things, an honest eye on things. And now he's got support from Snacks. You see some legs. Doesn't like leg Snacks. Doing some damage. 3 people in the underpass position. Fortunately for Cloud9, there's nobody top mid, otherwise it would get really awkward indeed. And now they're running all over the place. Bialy on the ramp, Neo in T-spawn at the moment. Not sure where they want to go, Cloud9. The trade, sorry, Virtus.Pro, the trade is there. Neo still heading towards A, but he's lost his teammate. Tarek is very deep in B. Lots of aggression from Cloud9.
Absolutely, I love to see it. It's so fun. It's one of the reasons why this is a really interesting map. Can do so much on both sides.
The bomb was spotted on ramp. I'm surprised Tarek hasn't pushed from this point. Fortunately for him, he hasn't, because 2 people are waiting for him. Taz being very, very careful about this, but Tarek with a superior angle, dancing around, running out of bullets though, and Snacks will take him out.
So the bomb back towards B. There's a real chance here for Cloud9 though. There are lots of grenades to be used to choke off these points of entry. Snacks flash in. Peek as well, and the flick shot. Beautiful, even gets the headshot. Makes it look good, does Snacks. Now it's Automatic in the 1v2, and obviously last round, so you're definitely going for this every time. Gonna flash short and go the other way. Try to split the attention of Virtus.Pro, or the remainder of Virtus.Pro at the very least. Ooh, Snacks, very nice.
That was an interesting situation, because that flashbang he throws on short basically has an hourglass. It has a timer of how long that flash is good for to hold the attention of both players. Just before he gets to the window, Virtus.Pro put their attention in that direction and then rip his face off. Virtus.Pro with 5 rounds on the board. That was looking like a 13-2 half for Cloud9. They may feel like that they gave up some rounds in that half, but they still have a good advantage. If they can be strong on this pistol round, just as they were on the CT half, then this may be a short half altogether.
Stewie absolutely going off. I mean, we saw that. It started off just explosively from him. We saw the mid push. He gets a 4K. Absolutely ruining VP right now. And his pacing is just so fast. And it seems to be something that VP is really struggling to deal with. I, for one, really enjoyed his 1v1 against Pasha, where it looked like Stewie was going at 2 times speed against Pasha. And we can see it here. The spray downs, just Stewie can't put a foot wrong at the moment. And if that continues on this T side of Cloud9, VP are going to have a lot of problems.
I think VP will be stronger on the CT side than they were on the T side, but how strong will they be? That's the question. Unport has not come in yet. So Stewie was the man to watch for me on the first half. I don't know who I want to go for yet on the second half in terms of GoTV. I think we need to keep some eyes on Virtus.Pro, perhaps Neo.
I think you need one of those amazing AWP performances from the likes of Pasha as well as Snacks, to really make the difference here too. So I would definitely be looking at those players. Pasha sometimes has those games where when he picks it up and he just annihilates everyone. They need that. They need someone to go off here. VP, they've got to get the good start first though, and they've selected full Kevlars for their pistol round, looking to fight.
Look at this. Virtus.Pro, 3 people in window and nobody in B for the beginning of this pistol round. This is next level. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So far, so good. Taz and Barley delivering on the A site. Finally, Barley will get traded, but look at the rotation. Everybody's here for Virtus.Pro, apart from the players dueling with automatic. Gets taken down by Neo. And that leaves Rush alone. 2 versus 1, and Virtus.Pro make it work. Both these teams have interesting pistol strats on Mirage.
That is awesome to see. So cool. I love those gambles, and it, as you say, like it's so beneficial when it's when you do it in the right moment. In VP, they needed it. They've got round number 6. They get the economic advantage. Now they just have to deal with the force buy of Cloud9. If they can survive that, the Orbs can start coming out. They can start making plays. You know, they have enough rounds. They got those 5 rounds on their T side, so they have something to work with here. So VP aren't dead just yet. Don't count them out.
More traditional setup from Virtus.Pro this time. The 2-1-2. Neo holding the short positions. Next jump picking towards B. That Molotov or incendiary grenade for the pedantic will keep people away for the time being. And there's a smoke behind it. That can buy time and buy position, and indeed, Snacks will make his way onto the balcony in the meantime. Tarek looking for something towards A. Bomb top mid, not being shown for the time being, so Virtus.Pro still don't really know what the plan is at the moment.
Ooh, the tease for Stewie. That might be a really cool bait, actually. He may just walk straight into Snacks, potentially, but making some noise. It's actually Rush to get a frag in mid from the underpass stairs. Pasha perhaps being a bit too aggressive, staying out there for too long in the window. Getting caught by underpass, that's something that can often happen. Got to be very wary of the timings when the tees arrive to that position if you're staying in window, so you don't get caught off. And we can see Cloud9 in a 4v4 now as they start to move the bomb towards the B apps. Still keeping it pretty slow. There's 40 seconds to go. VP holding their nerves so far.
This is a very slow rotation from B to A at the 30-second mark, because they have to walk. Otherwise, they concede their position, and you might get a rotation from Virtus.Pro if they make noise in this underpass area. So they've got to be good. Biali's starting to get curious, but Skadoodle's holding a deep angle. Taz doesn't want to get too close to this connector position. Through the smoke, Stewie, of course. Barley going down as well. Big problems for Virtus.Pro.
Oh man, they'd lose the very important Jules VP, and this could go very wrong from this point. We have Snacks and Neo rushing from CT. Stewie's there with the Deagle, doesn't get it though. That would have been huge, but now there's a chance for the Poles as they push forward with the flash. Neo leading the charge. Famas is down. Snacks having to tap away with MP9. That's not ideal, and he's going to lose the battle against Rush. Oh no, that is the worst case scenario for VP. The full reset.
This might turn out better for Cloud9 than winning the pistol round.
Yep.
This is a really bad situation for Virtus.Pro. Will they choose to force? 11-6, there's still room to breathe for Virtus.Pro. But the water's already neck deep. Pistols only for VP. Mostly keeping 1,000 plus in the bank. See what they can get out of this round. Again, the loser of this match gets blasted into the sun. Incinerated. Put it however you like. They will no longer be in this major.
It's crazy. It is really insane that these are the 2 teams in this position at the moment. VP. They need something special. They need some Deagles to connect. Going for a push in the Palace. That will give them additional information, but they need more than that. Cloud9 just playing this slow, looking for VP to hang themselves, perhaps in desperation, should they try to make a play prematurely. Yeah, we'll see perhaps more than he wants to in a short moment. He does have Pasha there for support. If Pasha gets there in a good time, he might be able to take down both players. They'll be very occupied with Neo. He's buying time. He's buying a lot of time, but Pasha goes down straight away. Can't do anything. Neo only gets 1. But do they realize there's still 1 more? Snacks is there, but he's soon eliminated. Another opportunity for VP will fall. And now it's just 2 Deagles left in the round for them. And they may want to try to hold on to them for the next one as they won't have much there. Might be a gun for Taz, but connector is very exposed. So just hold on to this Deagle.
Bialy in apartments for the time being. I was wondering if Cloud9 would feel like they were potentially running into a stack, but they did make the stack smaller, and they had the numbers advantage, the high ground advantage, so they were comfortable in their position. Now Taz is the only one that remains, probably making a rotation to try and collect that gun, although he would be lucky to get it. It is in no man's land, or Cloud9's land rather. Cloud9 now double the score of their opponents. 4 rounds away from victory. Virtus.Pro 4 rounds away from the airport.
It does look like Cloud9 are just playing their game. Everybody's just doing what they've been doing all tournament, really, just hitting their shots, executing the game plan, and they look unaffected.
The Golden Five have made it out of groups the last 10 times. The only time they haven't is when they were Universal Soldiers, and that was many moons ago. Double the score of their opponent, Cloud9, in the driving seat for the time being. But even if they win this, there's much work to be done. Virtus.Pro on pistols once again. This time Bialy's got 2 flashes. But again, there's nothing special going on. No stack from VP. More or less in a traditional fashion. I think there's a boost on the bench area on B. This is a rarely seen boost these days. I think mainly because you're so exposed to flashbangs. It's great if you have an AWP, but of course it is. It does cost people. And there we go. Snax manages to get a kill out of it. But what more can they do? Skadoodle now rotating towards the A site. Bialy's still there, and Tarek's making his way up connector.
Barbecued in the window as well. Life is not fun for VP at the moment. These pistols, very under-equipped. But what I do like is the fact that they have been quite conservative with their money. They have saved, a lot in this round, so we will see AWPs, 1 or 2. And I'm hoping for their sake that with the AWPs, they can find salvation of some description, as they are then better able to make plays around the map. But this is the big challenge for them. Like, they have to fight against so much. Fight against the expectation, the pressure of being eliminated, breaking that streak. I mean, for them, they always had the majors. It would be the end of an era for VP and for all the players on the team. So I can't imagine how much it would mean to them.
Maybe it would be the change they need.
Absolutely. Perhaps being broken down, like completely hitting rock bottom is what they need to construct something new and move on to better things, but Cloud9 at least look pretty damn solid. And moving into the next rounds, we'll get the big buy from VP. New saving the AK-47 from the previous round. It's always nice. And indeed, Snax Pasha on the AWPs. Let's see what VP can bring to bear in this round to try to surprise Cloud9.
VP have 2 buys left. They have 2 buys left. Pasha making his way towards the window, Snax towards B. Stewie, will he go fast? He will, flying, taken out of the air. He was a partridge, and now he's dinner on a plate. Fastly moving into connection, but Pasha's ready for it. Second delivery from Pasha. Spots a player on short as well. There's a third from Pasha. He's looking for more, and he's going in the right direction. Is this an ace round from Pasha? Time will tell. Waiting for the smoke to go. Spots the fourth, but Skadoodle gets a frag.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from Pasha. That's what we're talking about, that momentum-based player hitting the shots one after the other. Now it's down to Cloud9 just to make this expensive, painful for Virtus.Pro. If they aren't able to win the round at the very least, shouldn't happen. VP know that this is theirs. Playing it safe and solid. Skadoodle gets one. Traded out, though, is a rush. And they know exactly where Scar is at the moment. Nice little Molotov there to try to force the player out of the shadow position, but that's smoked away. Again, Skadoodle's just stuck here, back against the wall almost, and looking for someone to give him something. This Neo with an AWP bullet straight to the chest. And here is Pasha. Much more of this is needed and required. It's good to see, though.
Yeah, he's ready, and his experience paying off there. Fortunate maybe to get that third kill, but he did monstrous damage regardless in that round. VP, they also need to keep Cloud9 off of the bomb plants as they did in that round. And they'll buy again. We've got an AK going into this one as well. Cloud9 obviously have made their money already, so there's a good buy from them. 3 people starting towards A. It's pretty clear what the intention is here from Cloud9.
really forcing VP back very quickly. This is kind of a fast pace. Already in connector. After the first 15 seconds is Tarek. They're looking to go for a really quick crunch onto that A site. Taz is in the shadow position. Automatic picks off Pasha from window. Not a good start here for VP. Is this the round where they get broken? After that glimmer of hope, everybody losing their 1v1s here. Cloud9 dominant. Long range spray down, not really falling the way of VP. Snacks now against 3 with the AWP. Oh my goodness, this will be tough. And he's probably just going to go for the save.
Yeah, I don't think he has much choice at this point. And that's the loss bonus from Virtus.Pro taken away as well, which makes it even worse a situation for them. The retake didn't look that solid from Virtus.Pro. I think the way SK approached that is a good comparison. Been talking about that as well on the tweeters. And now Cloud9 start to hunt, moving towards 14 once again, getting to the double mark versus their opponent's score. 25 kills for Stewie, 22 kills for Automatic. Snacks doing the best he can with 13. Good average on Virtus.Pro as far as all their kills are concerned, but clearly it is somewhat lacking compared to their opponents. 7-14.
Very nice from Automatic. Very important pick as well, because obviously there's no smoke in jungle, and if that pick isn't a reality, there is AWP support in from the jungle position. It makes it a lot harder to cross freely as they did.
They're forcing up, I think. I think Virtus.Pro are going for the force. They've got an AWP. They've got 2 M4s, so this is fairly reasonable. They're trying to keep Cloud9 off of match points. Snacks has the best spawn for the AWP, it seems. Will he go towards B? Will he go towards mid? Will this be an aggressive round from Virtus.Pro? Utility is limited. Would you have it any other way? If they are to make the comeback here, it's not going to be easy regardless. And if they are to win this round, then it would be a massive boost psychologically. Snacks making his way into B apartments with the AWP, and indeed Neo will instantly rotate away towards the A site, trying to make the defenses even stronger on A, or as strong as they can with what they have. Neo choosing to fight on the site, smokes down in the middle. Cloud9 start the charge.
Nice smoke from Neo, actually. Bjarni Bernie forced off, flashed as well. Not much hope there for him. A very impressive and forceful attack onto the A site, as Taz just sits in connector with not much to do for the time being. Smoke still down here. Damage done through the smoke onto Pasha. A bullet finds its way to his head as well from Skadoodle. And now Snacks is going to try to create an opening into this defense. Only 2 players left here. Skadoodle is one of them, though, with that AWP. He's been menacing. All he needs here is 1 frag, and then it really becomes very difficult for Taz. He crosses straight into the crosshairs. No trade. Oh, this is so hard for Snacks. Can he do it? Goes around the corner, meets his demise at the hands of Skadoodle, and that's 15 now for Cloud9.
$2,000 a player on Virtus.Pro. That is all there is left between them and an exit. History will soon be made. But will it be Virtus.Pro leaving this tournament? I'm sure all the odds say yes. CZs and Deagle, 157. That's what Virtus.Pro have to fight with. They've got flashbangs, they've got smoke grenades. I'm sure Cloud9 will air them out, make them starve in this arid and barren landscape. There's the first kill. Neo taken down, pushing the short B position. There's Barley pushing Palace. 3 players left for Virtus.Pro. There's Taz, blind, never saw it coming. 2 versus 4, Snacks and Pasha doing all they can. No weapon for them to collect. Plays through the smoke, Automatic, hearing them, executing Snacks. And there's the last player, Pasha, in the red. There he goes, and there they go. Virtus.Pro have been eliminated from the major, and Cloud9 are fighting for survival.
Great performance from Cloud9. They just turned up and they did the thing that they meant to do in their game plan that I'm sure they talked a lot about against VP. We could see, the history between the 2 teams. It's going to mean a lot for Cloud9 to keep their heads above water here and to defeat VP along the way. But for VP, we have to wonder where the story goes from this point. again, we saw it, the streak of major runs and making it through to the playoffs was so consistent. It was the one sure thing we all felt. It was always there for VP, but now it's been taken away.
I think it was the saving grace. I think making it to legend status was always there for Virtus.Pro and nothing else was, but now that's been taken away. There's nothing left there. There's nothing left for Virtus.Pro. They'll have to consider their thoughts and look to the future. Cloud9 stay alive in the tournament. We will have the thoughts of the desk after the break.